Do you ever wonder why bad things happen to good people?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I read the book.
Yeah. Is it punishment?
It seems as
Years
if,
ago.
it's just the good people that are being sought out for all these horrible things to happen. That they don't deserve it. That it shouldn't be happening. I mean, and I have never heard of anyone saying, my mother or my aunt or my cousin really deserved the cancer, or really deserved the car accident, or really deserved to die in a ship, or deserved to be in the Twin Towers when they came crashing down. Have you heard anyone say that? That anyone deserves it? We're all essentially good. Does that mean just because you're good, that nothing bad ever happens? We're all good. We are not born with sin. That's a fallacy. We are born good. All the bad, or what we consider bad, is learned behavior. It comes later on. A child is born innocent. So do bad things not happen to children? Do they not get burnt while touching a hot stove? Or do they not fall and break their arms and their legs, and you find them in slings and grazed knees and bumps on their head? They don't deserve it. They're good people. They're all good. Bad things are not supposed to happen to good people. They're supposed to happen only to bad people, because that's what they say in the movies, right? The good person, lives happily ever after. All the fairy tales, all the Bollywood movies, all the Hollywood movies, everything. And the bad people get put into jail. The good people, always good things happen. That's not true, is it? Stuff happens all the time. So how do you prepare? How do you prepare for all this stuff that's going to be coming your way? How do you know that you won't be on a suburban train in Detroit and be held up? How do you know that you won't be caught in a car accident on I-95? How do you know that you won't catch a virus that'll make you terribly sick? How do you prepare? How do you avert these tragedies? There are two ways of looking at it. The first is, nothing happens to you that was not supposed to happen. Whatever takes place in your life is based on a planned calendar of events. A calendar that keeps opening up as you make different choices. So if you choose to be on a suburban train where a couple of wackos have come in high on crack, ready to open up, you will face the consequences of that choice. Is that your karma? Is that your destiny? Perhaps it is. So what have you done to deserve being shot on a suburban train? You've always been good, you go to church every Sunday, you take care of your children. Why were you chosen to be shot? Why couldn't it have been the other person who abuses his wife and who beats his children? Why you? You have your own karma. Stuff that you've come into this life, which even you are not aware of. Things that you had to face in this life, because you've lived millions and millions of previous lives, thousands of them, thousands upon thousands. People have even remembered things as far back as the Stone Age. That's how long we've been here on this planet. God alone knows whether we've been on other planets. We've accumulated stuff that we needed to learn, stuff that we needed to release. And that's why it happens. But that's like an easy cop-out. That's like saying, oh, it's all my karma. But you've been meditating regularly. Now for 1 year, some of us for many more years. Do you see a change in the energy around you? Do you see a change in your demeanor? Because in many ways, we attract the thoughts we put out. So you get onto that train and you say, I hope I don't see any scary looking black guys who are going to come and mug me. I hope I don't see any wacko, Latin groups that are hanging around here that are going to whack me. I'm really terrified of them. They're overtaking the city. All these thoughts are going on in your head. And you've attracted them just by the power of your thought. And there you are in the middle. You've never hurt a soul in your life. You've never done anything, but the power of your thought brings all these things towards you. So you may wake up every day and say, I don't want to have a heart attack. I don't want to have a heart attack. I don't want to, but that's what you get. It's what you put out. So, having a hope for the future, we're looking forward to 2016 for many beautiful things to happen. A hope is like casting a fishing net into the ocean and hoping to catch the whale. A hope is nothing. It's just a thought in the wind. A belief, on the other hand, has power. Has power. If you believe that you will not be sick, that you will not fall ill, then you got a much better chance of doing better, because you would have flipped it. You won't say, I believe that I won't have a heart attack. You'll say, I believe that I will eat well. I believe that I will enjoy each day. I believe that I will live my life to its fullest. I believe that this day I will give to others. That's how it flips. And as soon as you flip it, when you've changed your hope into a belief, the energies around you shift. Things become different. Things start falling into place. When you are in a rut, when things are not going well for you, 3/4 of your problem is in your head. It's all that talk that you're telling yourself, I'm no good. I'll never make money. Nobody's ever going to read my book. Nobody's ever going to buy my book. I'm never going to make it. Look at all the others. They're so great. It's never going to. You can't take a step in any direction if you surround yourself with this kind of negativity. Catch yourself. Catch yourself and just flip it. Just flip it like you're flipping on a switch. Your room has been in darkness because it's been negative, 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 negative. And that's why the bad energies are coming right before you catch a cold. And I noticed this on Thursday or Friday. Your mind will be in a bad place. On Thursday I told myself, I'm going to be sick. Because I was thinking I had a lot of resentment about something, which I knew I shouldn't have. But it was coming up regardless. And I said, this is it. I know it's going to happen. 3 or 4 days prior to an illness, if you are mindful, you will see your mind is not in a good place. A disturbance. Then the bodily illness follows. If your mind is healthy, your body will follow. It has to. And if your body is weak yet your mind is strong, that illness is nothing. That illness is nothing. Ultimately, we're all going to succumb to something or another. We know that. But when we're here today, you've got to believe that it's all good. You've got to believe. Not hope, not dream, not pray, but believe that it's all good. My book will be made into a movie. My daughter will get the best job ever. My husband will get a landfall or win money from somewhere. Believe in things that you know can happen. Not hope for winning a lottery or getting on some show and becoming a one-day celebrity. Those things are transitory. Have goals for yourself for 2016, for the future. But goals not that you hope for, goals that you believe in. And that's the way you change your destiny. And ultimately, nothing really is bad. Everything that happens for a learning experience. To deal with grief, to deal with sorrow, to come to terms with the fury of nature, to deal with loss, to have gratitude, to suffer with fortitude, to have pain yet not suffer. These are all learning lessons. The person who was shot died, but the learning lesson is for the ones that survived. I might sound callous, but this is the world we live in. Things happen. And how do we make sure that bad things don't happen to good people? By just believing it doesn't. My daughter was going for an interview and my mother said, make sure she doesn't get into a car with the wrong person. Like, Mom, how do we even think of that? How does it even occur to you that she'll get into a car with the wrong person? So my mom is always there to think of this, all the things that could go wrong. You know, my sister's another one. As soon as you tell her I'm doing this, oh, this is what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen.
Superstition.
How do you even think of those things? I do agree that you've got to be realistic and know. I mean, I know that, you know, you could get into the car with the wrong person, you could take the wrong train, you could get into the wrong... All these things can possibly happen, but they won't. They won't. You have to believe that. You have to believe that. And that's what protects the ones around you. The power of your thought can move mountains. Makes a huge difference, what you think. So catch yourself being nervous about this not going right and being nervous about that not going right, because that's what you're attracting. Without realizing it, I tried to explain this to my mother. She says, I don't want to be sick when my daughter's away. Don't want to give anybody trouble. I'm like, Mom, that's not what you're supposed to say. You're supposed to say, I'm going to be healthy. But I'm saying I don't want to be sick. But that's not what you're putting out. It's that fear that you're putting out. The energy of fear, envy, jealousy, greed, these are all energies that bring you down, that change your aura, that bring different sorts of energies to function in your life. Joy, generosity, happiness, awareness, alertness, sharing, pure consciousness, these are qualities you inculcate in yourself. And then when bad things happen, they bounce off you. Because in the eyes of the divine, nothing is bad. Nothing is bad. Every incident takes place to teach somebody a lesson. So don't sit and say, why me? Why my mother? Why my family? Why my child? It's there for a reason. Find that reason. And flip it. Flip everything in your life. You can flip it. It's like turning on a light switch. Here's one more thing that you have in your hand. You have the deflector, giving you so many little tools. Turn on a switch in your life and say, no, now it's only happiness, laughter, lightheartedness, eagerness, enthusiasm. That's what I'm going to project. Not doom and, gloom. Who wants to be with a person like that? And sure, things happen to people that attract it. And sometimes it's not that they attract it, it's just that the group karma, the collective karma of the area that you live in is sometimes overriding. Not everyone that worked in the Twin Towers had bad energy. But the collective karma was overriding at the time. So, for 2016, stop wondering why bad things happen to good people. Instead, convert your hopes into belief and change your energy.